Mike's gonna die again.
No, I'm just clearing my throat.
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much. Welcome, ladies and germs, to the Distraction Hole. I am Mike. We're here to distract you for a little while we tell you what we've distracted ourselves with. Tonight we have the usual rogues gallery. We have David. How are you, David?
I am doing okay. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm okay. I got a headache. I'm kind of tired. It's a long day.
Like the bitching hole.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Ooh. Fucking burn.
No, I wasn't bitching. I was just saying. You asked me, and I was telling you how I felt.
And then David shit on you for
Yes. Yes. You see if I share again. See if I ever open myself up and be vulnerable again.
I'm sorry. I have the social grace of a snapping turtle.
Speaking of snapping turtles, we also have Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
I live in a giant bucket.
That's not true. I'm in the same house as you, and I see no giant buckets.
Metaphorically speaking.
Well, I mean, any home is technically a bucket with a lid on it.
I mean, yeah, technically, this if I were a frog, this is my bucket. This is my mayonnaise jar with a stick and a leaf.
That implies you can't get out of it.
I can't.
You can go outside. You were outside earlier. I saw that.
That was a ghost.
That was his doppelganger.
That was his
My
force ghost.
Doppelganger.
The only time I've ever seen, a lot of times you'll see doppelgangers of people. The only time I ever saw a doppelganger of Kevin was the first time I went to Disney World.
Really?
Yeah, there was someone on. I'm pretty sure I told you about this.
It's been a long time.
But there was
from there to here.
There's a guy on the bus, and I look over and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how did Kevin get to Florida? Like, wait a minute, no, that he's slightly off. It's a slightly different Kevin.
Okay,
his name was like Kelvin.
Well, you know what I'm going to say about that?
No, I don't know.
It's a small world after all.
Oh, yeah. God damn it.
But no, I mean, I get people all the time saying, did I go to such and such school because I look just like somebody they used to know.
Oh, yeah. I've got doppelgangers all over the
Everybody
place.
does.
And the thing is, I like to think it's like the one with Jet Li, and I'm eventually going to have to kill them all and gain their power.
Gonna Highlander them?
I'm going to Highlander the shit out of those guys.
And then be charged for murder because it turns out,
but
there was
it's me.
That wasn't you.
It's kind of like if you screw a clone of yourself, is it really cheating? It's masturbation.
It depends on if you were married or not.
Okay, that's fair. And I am in a relationship, so I guess it's technically cheating. So
yes.
Well, this went off the rails.
Yes, it did. So, do we have any things we need to take care of before we start the insanities?
Well, you should have gone to the bathroom before we hit record, but
I already did that. I mean,
yeah.
other than that,
Same.
show wise things to take care of.
No. Do we have that new shirt out yet?
No, you haven't sent me the files.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Yep. Because I can't seem to download them off Discord, and it won't let me open them in browser for some reason.
Oh, well, then I will definitely take care of that for you. So, yeah, we should have a new shirt going up next week.
Yep.
Actually, two
Looks
different
cool.
designs based on one design. You'll see it when it goes up.
Yep. I've got some designs we're going to be putting up too. I'm going to do a variation of that new ad that I did as a graphic on a shirt. So we got like 3 shirts on the way. Possibly
shirts.
more for Supernat.
So you don't have to be naked when listening to this show.
I mean, we encourage you to listen however you want. You can be naked.
I
not gonna
encourage people to
Zabrowski
be nude.
this.
Listen to podcasts naked.
That used to be the slogan of the Gigcast.
That
back
was
when I on
podcast
there.
naked, wasn't it?
Yeah, podcast naked. But still, same general idea.
How do you know I'm not?
I don't know. I feel like we should do a distraction hole shirt, but like it should be like a butthole. It says the distraction up top and the bottom.
How about a black circle that says the distraction hole in it? It has like hands on either side holding it open.
With a wedding ring?
Yes, with a wedding ring on one hand.
Oh, that's terrible.
Now, see, I would have done the distraction hole, see other side, and then on the other side it says the distraction hole, see other side.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Oh, no. it's the distraction hole in a hole, but on the back it's reversed, so it looks like you're looking through the person.
There you go.
You know, I do wonder if there's people out there who only listen to the distraction hole and they don't know about supernatural selection. And if that's the case, can we call them the distraction hose?
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you only listen to this, congratulations, you are in fact a distraction hoe.
All right, so with that out of the way, for who goes first, we'll go with the person that insulted me, that hasn't insulted me recently, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Thank you, you son of a bitch. No,
Wait, what?
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Calling it audible. It's the cat's turn. Cat, come here. You're podcasting now.
Conti was already rubbing on my microphone, so technically he went first. So, anyway, so what have I been distracting myself with? I'll tell you what I've been distracting myself with. Fucking Baldur's Gate 3, because it will run on my system.
Thank Jehovah.
I know, man. Okay, have either of you played it?
I have not.
All right, so I adore this fucking game. I want you to think about who's saying that.
No, I knew you would.
Yeah. No, it is straight up D&D. Like, right down to everything you do, it's like dialogue options. It's like, try persuasion, and you do it, and then a dice roller comes up, and you click the die to roll the D20 to see if you succeed, and there are modifiers, and sometimes you get to roll advantage, which is 2 dice. And it's really just, it's D&D, the video game, and I fucking love it. It's point and click. God damn it. It's great. And also, now, there's a big meme going around right now because you can fuck your party members.
And not like in a screw them over kind of way.
I mean, like, you can literally have sex with your party members.
In a BioWare kind of way.
Yeah, okay, let me start by saying, and this is past BioWare here, when you're making your character, in the character generation screen, there is options for your genitalia.
That's becoming more and more of a option.
I know, but like, there's multiple dicks, multiple vulvas.
For real?
Yeah.
For real? Like, you actually get to, like, design your dick?
No, there is a check mark for hide clothes, and then you pick what your bits are.
And you actually see it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
because you're going to see it in the game.
Yeah, the only 2 other games I know of that do that are
Conan.
Conan and Cyberpunk.
Yep. Yeah. And and here's the thing. The funny thing is I made this character, and I made 2 previous characters trying to play this game, and I got to a point where I was like, I don't know how to play this character. I don't know who this person is. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And then I started a 3rd character, and this one stuck because I was like, I know how to play this. I know this character like the back of my hand because I made fucking Terry from the Errant Apprentice.
So you had to think about Terry's dick.
I'm not going to lie and say I haven't before because...
Look, Kevin has a whole Bible about it. I'm pretty sure he has, like, exact dimensions and... That
is in the Errant Apprentice equivalent of the Book of Enoch.
So Terry, cut or uncut?
Cut.
Okay.
Like,
cut. So, he was a religious boy.
It's like 37 degrees to the left and slightly down.
No, you don't get to choose all that. But like, you can choose. Like,
I'm saying what's in your Bible.
One tastefully large vein.
Well, we're not going there, buddy. But I just think it's hilarious. You can one of the character options, and the thing is, when you're making it, it's set to initially default.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make like a. Wow, that was...
you can make a Windows sound. Neat.
Yeah, holy shit. That was... you probably didn't hear that, audience, but like my computer just decided, you know what? Fuck you. There's updates a-coming later.
Oh, Jesus.
So, anyway, when you start making your character, it defaults to default genitalia. Mm-hmm. Before you go in and specialize your fidgety bits, and you can make a male character with female parts or a female character with male parts because you can do that whole thing.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, you can do that.
Yeah, and people were screaming woke about it, of course.
Of
because
course.
fucking dingbats.
Nobody said that about Cyberpunk when that happened like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember it.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like pronouns in, what's that new game that's in Starfield?
Yeah. Starfield,
yeah.
there were some dudes freaking out because they ask you for your character's pronouns, and it's literally
My
like
pronouns!
he or she or they, and it's just like, you know.
And they lost their goddamn minds.
Because they're so sensitive and special snowflakes that they can't take it.
Yep. But anyway,
Yeah.
I made Terry. I get in there. Suddenly I know how to play the character. And it's not a huge spoiler to talk about the very first fucking thing that happens in the game. It's mind flayers.
Neat.
And you got a fucking tadpole in your head.
Ooh.
And what kills me about this is I'm on Spooky Dice Bag, you know? And our current storyline that our characters are going through is fucking mind flayers. I'm like, I can't get away from these assholes. But it's really enjoyable story. It's got some really good voice acting. Your companions range from I can't stand this motherfucker to I am a male and I want to marry this man.
Oh.
Like, okay. There is a gay vampire elf. I don't know how else to put it. And he's charming, and like the first night in your camp, he is trying to get that dick. All right, he is just like trying real hard, and I'm like, and in the dialogue, I'm like, you need to. Literally, one of the options is you need to back up. I was like, you do in fact need to back up, and I go talk to everyone in my party is trying to fuck me right now. I need to say that.
You're just a popular dude.
Well, it's Terry.
Back that vampire dick boat up.
Yeah. But my favorite character so far out of the party is Gale, the warlock or wizard or whatever he is. He's like a British Han Solo wizard. Like, absolutely my favorite character in any game I've played in a while.
So like, what's the gameplay like? You mentioned it feels a lot like D&D, so it's definitely like turn-based, right? Is it like a like semi-real-time battle, or is it completely like...
No, it's completely turn-based. It is like rounds like D&D.
Okay.
You point, you've got your movement, you've got your actions, you've got your bonus actions, you've got cantrips, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
And just like if you have spells, you have to rest to relearn your spells.
Okay.
So it's straight up D&D, man. It's 5th edition, but like it echoes enough of what I played when I was in high school that like, this is fucking D&D. This is great.
Yeah, I want to play it, but like I'm waiting to see if it comes to Game Pass.
It will not.
Yeah, Microsoft kind of burned that bridge because they, from what I understand, when it came across as one of the games to potentially put on Game Pass, whoever's in charge of that basically said, "What the fuck is this shit?" Offer them like a ham sandwich.
Yeah,
and the devs were severely insulted by that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just said this looks like shit. We don't want this on Game Pass. Give them nothing for it.
And then of course it turned out to be one of the most popular releases at the time
of the year, basically.
And everybody was like, "Oh no, what did we do?" So, really amusing how Microsoft fucked themselves over that way, and I hate that.
It's weird because like Game Pass has been doing pretty well from what I've seen regarding like Starfield, like still like huge seller even though it like came to Game Pass and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's very similar to something that happened several years ago online. You're familiar with Annie Linux, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, Baldur's Gate, it's a long-established gaming franchise. This is the third one, and it's been around for years.
Wasn't the first one like a DOS game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've always been like point and click, It's a little bit Diablo-esque in some ways, except not real time. And one of the things that kills me is the Annie Lennox thing. She posted on Twitter several years ago. She got this email from an A&R person from like a big record company that apparently was like in their 20s and sent Annie Lennox an email saying, "Hey, I think we could really work together and get you famous.
Fuck.
And like I heard a little bit of your music and I want to reach out and see if we can work together and get you a record contract." And Annie Lennox, for her part, posted on Twitter and was like, guys, I think I got a shot.
She might make it big.
She could.
That's why you do your research.
Yeah, nobody does that research. And I feel like that's what happened with this. Whoever was in charge of doing Game Pass looked at it and was like, wow, what a load of shit. 3. Sure it is. And now they're boned.
Yeah.
I hope they got reprimanded.
And being that it's a kind of a small studio and a small publisher, I also, say it's totally worthwhile to, give them the full purchase. I know it kind of hurts sometimes, and maybe wait for a Steam sale.
It is so fucking worth it, though.
Yeah.
If you are into role-playing games with a great story, interesting characters, your choices fucking matter
Yeah.
in the game.
I have problems giving, $60, $70 to like EA and other big, things when I know they haven't earned it. But these devs and this they seem to have earned it.
They deserve your money. I'm not lying. This is, and I don't say this often, but like, yeah, no, even if I don't finish this game, it was fucking worth the, I think it's $60 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it, man. Hours of gameplay ahead of you.
Worth it just to send the message that, we don't need AAA big ass studios.
Oh yeah, and
because they just suck up all the air in the room.
Yeah, and also no DLC. It's just patches to fix
microtransactions.
Things. Yeah, no microtransactions. I mean, there's going to be some like DLC, but
sure
it's like
DLC,
the game's done, so it's just like, hey, here's a happy.
And it won't be DLC; it'll be expansion packs.
Yeah, they have not released an unfinished game that you have to pay for the ending for.
Oh yeah. No, it's on the list of like the 3 games I don't want to get and I can't afford right now because I want to get Baldur.
Oh yeah,
no,
I can't,
absolutely.
I can sympathize with that.
I want to get Armored Core.
Yeah,
and then I definitely want to get Super Mario Wonder.
Oh yeah,
right.
God.
Yeah, Mike played that last weekend over at our friend's house.
It looks so fun.
And it was very fun. And if I didn't have so many other games I'm not playing, I would get it. But I have so many other games I'm not playing. Like
as stated,
I have, I still have to get back to Armored Core or Starfield or
any of the other games.
I'm trying to think of the others I've bought and haven't played a whole lot of.
Yeah.
I'll get into those when I talk about my piece. Because I think
is your piece a thing you can modify in the character select screen? Can you have a male or a female piece?
No, I'm kind of boned in that way. I can't change.
Technically, yes, you are. You got
it's called genetics.
Yes, but I cannot heap praise enough on this fucking game. It is everything I wanted from a D&D game. Goblins all over, but it's great. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
I will say that the kind of turn-based role conceit does turn me off a bit. I do like more,
action,
Diablo action oriented, yeah. But I won't say it's a lost sale or anything. I won't say it's a no from me. Wow, it got really loud.
Oh, sorry about that.
But I will say it's not my usual thing. I'm usually not a turn-based kind of person.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, maybe if you want to come over here and sit at my thing and check it out sometime, whatever.
But it sounds like the storyline's pretty awesome. So
Oh
that could
God,
be...
it's great. Yeah, I'm currently. I tricked my way into a goblin stronghold. Like seriously, they're like, we found you. We're gonna get you. And I just like, you should really look. If you just walk away now, I won't tell anybody this happened. And the goblin's like, all right, fine.
And I won't say, like, I can't do turn-based. Like, I like Advance Wars and Fire Emblem, but it's usually not my thing. So I will eventually give it a shot.
It's not your bag, baby.
It's normally not, but I can be, like, persuaded to
Right.
walk on the other side.
Does it have auto battle to some degree?
No.
Okay.
No auto battle. You play every character, every turn, every decision. So if you fuck up, it's your fault.
Every thrust, every...
In more ways than one, sir.
Yeah, part of the reason I
do you
really
roll to
enjoyed my
come?
time with Dragon Quest, what was it, Dragon Quest 11, or 12, I don't know which,
Is that the... Yeah, I think I had that
the one on the PS4. Part of the reason I enjoyed it so much was because there was like a pretty cool like auto battle system. So what I would do is I would just have my main character under my control, but the rest of the party like auto battle unless I got to a fight where I knew I needed to like control everybody. And it made the game a lot more enjoyable because I didn't have to micromanage everything. Like I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I'm a Pokemon player, so I know a fair amount of like, micromanaging, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, even without that, it's a lot of fun to do.
Okay. Yeah, I don't doubt it, but I just wonder if that might be something they could patch in later, just to.
I don't know. Maybe there's mods.
Yeah.
Who knows? And the other thing that I really like is as you're going through it, your party talks to each other.
Rad.
So like they'll just have conversations while you're wandering around about what's happening.
I am reminded of one of my favorite stories of the game before. Well, yeah, from when it launched, that someone was saying that they romanced the what's the big red lady?
Oh yeah, I haven't come to her yet,
Yeah.
but I've seen her.
Yeah, whatever her race is. They romance the big red lady.
Yeah, they're basically demons. They're devils.
Tieflings. Tieflings.
Yes,
Yes.
tieflings.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So his male character romanced the big red lady, and he was very butthurt that his character was forced to bottom the big red lady. It's like, what do you expect? She's big. She's gonna top. Of course, she's gonna top you.
I have no complaints.
But he was, of course, it hurt his masculinity for his character representation of him to be forced to sub big red lady.
I saw somebody talking to her in a video in one of the dialogue options because she was like, I really want to get to know you more. And one of the options his character had was you, me, bed, now.
Literally
like,
just the
this is
new
great.
scenes from
Yes.
Futurama.
Yeah, no, skeletons smoking with their hips shattered. That's
This is like 50% of the reason I'm going to play this game is just for the
boning.
Big women.
Yeah, no.
just for the horny.
Sorry.
Dude, I mean, like, even without trying, everybody wants to fuck my character. I'm like, this is great.
Can they just have like the where they shift the focus where it's not so much combat, it's mostly the boning with just a little bit of combat.
I don't know, but I still love the fact that apparently the everybody being horny all the time was a bug.
Oh yeah, that's
And when
right.
they
I heard
announced it, like, the fan base was just like, don't fix it. And they haven't.
that. They didn't want them to remove
They were
or
like,
tone
yeah,
down
hey,
the horny.
hey, if you want a bone in our game, that
should-
is fine. We're just going to leave it then.
Should be a menu option at the beginning of select your horniness.
Well, what gets me is I love that also when they're like, yeah, it's actually a bug and we're going to patch it out. And everybody's like, no. And they're like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they listen. They're like, hey,
No, that's
go
great.
have fun, you bunch of fucking freaks.
Yeah.
No judgments. No judgments.
Yeah, no. Oh God, it's fun. That's all I can say. It's fun, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad. You tend to have a propensity to be a little
Curmudgeon-y.
sour on things.
Yeah, no, I got nothing bad to say.
That is
So-
wonderful to hear.
That's high praise.
Yeah, no, it's go buy the goddamn game.
Like I
Shit,
do want to. I really do. It
Yeah.
looks like it'd be right up my alley.
Yeah. David, do you have Steam?
My computer is a toaster.
Oh,
that's
okay,
right.
that's right. You are
I can't even run
literally
Team Fortress
working
2
on-
anymore.
okay. You're literally working on a kitchen appliance. Gotcha.
Yeah, but, like
Okay.
unless it's on the Xbox, that's like the best I can do. Like I have a PlayStation 4,
Gotcha.
but that's old at this point. And
Yeah.
then the Switch is its own ecosystem. So like unless it's
Yeah,
unless it's Game Pass right now, there's not a chance of me playing it.
Damn.
you might be getting a Christmas present though.
Aw, no, that'd be nice, but no. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, so like what class or well not class, what races are available to create?
Oh Jesus. Okay, so you got human, tiefling, elf, dwarf, half elf, the green people that the weird horny lady is. I can't, not horny, but like she's horny in my camp. I can't remember her race because everything she says she needs a vowel. Real bad.
So she's really crunchy.
And it's one of the newer races in D&D that I'm not familiar with because it
Like
goes a
half
little
orc?
past. No. Let me look it up.
Oh, it's okay. I can look it up on my phone. Just curious.
Green Lady Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that's
I know
gonna
who
narrow
you're
it
talking
down.
about. She's got the Michael Jackson nose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
She
got
is
the
a
list here.
Githyanki.
Okay.
A Githyanki. Yeah. You can be one of them. You can be an orc. You can be Dragonborn, which is basically a human dragon hybrid. Also,
Got it. To
yeah.
be a fly on the wall of that consummation.
Jesus, I know it's like that fire breather cartoon where mom was a woman, dad was a kaiju, and the kid was just like, I don't even want to know how it happened. So, yeah, but you can be all those and halflings, which look like hobbits, of course.
Yeah.
And
Dwarves.
yes, dwarves. You can be dwarves. And also, none of the races are limited in their class choices, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, that seems to be a
they have-
5th edition D&D thing.
Do they have bonuses, racial bonuses?
Oh,
for-
yes. There's
okay.
always racial bonuses. And, dwarves and elves get infravision. Well, it used to be called infravision. Now it's called night vision or night sight. And, but yeah, every race has its own bonuses.
That's a good amount of race or classes.
It really is, and it's like the full run of D&D classes in 5th edition. You got your rogue, you got your fighter.
And now, how like plot driven is it versus like free roam?
Well, it's plot driven at the start for sure because like you got to get this thing out of your head or you're gonna fucking die.
Okay.
So that's kind of a important plot thing, but you can wander anywhere on the map that's it's a little linear in some ways, but you can go anywhere in the areas. And there's a lot of places to explore and loot.
So you brought up that you made Terry in the game. So I guess my
Yes.
question is like, what compelled you to make Terry and not like an original character? Because I do the same thing. Like every time I have a game where I'm able to like create a character, I always make the same character and it's some variation on that character.
Well, like you said, he had 2 other characters before.
Yeah, I had 2 other characters, but like I didn't know them, and I got in the game, and I wanted to play something where it was like, I know how I'm going to role play this when the dialogue options come up.
So were you paladin or warrior?
Warrior.
Okay.
I went with warrior, but there is actually, as a fighter, one of the things you can do, there are subclasses, and one of them, which I didn't take it, but you can actually gain spell slots as a standard fighter.
Oh, neat.
So that's kind of cool. But
Yeah.
actually went for something else where you get like these bonus dice and it gives you like these really cool superhuman flourishes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that kind of fits with Terry.
Oh, that is neat.
And I just don't have, like, I'm playing, you know, I control the wizard, but, like, I don't think I can really handle being a wizard in this. And I never play wizards in D&D, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I am right now in Spooky Dice Bag, but, like, normally I'm a rogue or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You like the sneaky sneak stab stab?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, because, like, that's like in Skyrim. It doesn't matter how I start. It's like I'm putting everything into spells. Why do I have a bow and arrow? Why am I suddenly hard to see? Oh, shit, I'm a fucking thief again. Every time.
Yeah.
But it's really got a lot of customization stuff. You don't have as much customization for your face as in like Skyrim. Mm-hmm. But it's enough.
But hey, there is at least dick customization, so.
Yes, and you can also choose, like, out of your party that you eventually get, you can just choose to play as one of those characters.
Oh, interesting.
So, I haven't done that, because I was like, why would I play with your pre-made shit? I'm a creator.
Yeah, no, I get it, man.
Yeah, a lot of fun, though. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. That, and honestly, I went back on when I'm trying to relax, which I've been trying to do a lot lately, is Stardew Valley.
Okay.
I love Stardew.
Yeah.
It's like what was that? Harvest Moon, but with dungeons.
Yeah. It's a fun one. I do enjoy myself some Stardew. Mm-hmm. Like my favorite like farm game is still always going to be Harvest Moon.
Yeah, I used to play that, but I don't know. I feel like the movement and everything's just too slow. And deliberate feeling.
What I've played some of the more recent ones, but I kind of just want them to do like a throwback one where it's literally just the 16-bit art style, maybe add a couple new systems, but kind of keep it to that low level, and then like fucking put it on a phone.
Well, you know, the Japanese name for the game was Story of Seasons.
Yeah.
And since the American company has the rights to the name Harvest Moon, the new Harvest Moon games are all developed by the American company, and now they're re-releasing the original Harvest Moon games as Story of Seasons.
Okay.
So if you're looking for some of the originals, they're called Story of Seasons now.
Okay.
But it's the same games.
Yeah.
And Concerned Ape, the guy that, you know, made Stardew, got to talk to the creators of Story of Seasons. And they were like, yeah, no, we fucking love your game, man. This is everything we would have done.
That is really neat. It's kind of like how... I think it's Toby Fox who is doing music for like Pokemon now or something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the guy who came up with Undertale, like Undertale.
Oh really?
Notable for its music and everything like that. But I know that Toby Fox has been doing music for a few Nintendo games, which it's neat.
Cool.
I really appreciate like when things like that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that Concerned Ape is like, you know, he did it well enough that the people he was aping were like, you did good, kid.
No,
that's always fun.
That's like a dream come true, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's all I got. That's what I've been doing.
No, you know, I am so happy for you, man. I'm over the moon that you're like having a blast, and you deserve it. You deserve it.
Well, thank you. It's also, I'm sitting here going, and it works. It's not like fucking Cyberpunk.
You ought to fucking stream it or something, even in just the Discord. Just
I might,
because I'd probably watch. Like I've got like especially as I'm working on stuff in the background. Yeah, just hearing you enjoy yourself. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, you know, I've got that new webcam, so
yeah. Yeah, I would eventually love to move into game streaming and everything. I could probably stream now with my Xbox, but I'm just like, it's too much work to set all that shit up right now.
No, I understand. There's some stuff. If I was going to stream anywhere else, I'd have to get like software again and try to remember how to do that.
And it would literally be me running Nightmare Dungeons on Diablo 4 like over and over and over again. So
yeah. Oh, and it's funny. I've got YouTube open in a tab. I look and there's a the shorts. Mm-hmm. There's one with a picture of that gay vampire elf. It just says, when voice actors get paid enough.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's true. Everybody in this game is like putting in the work as a voice actor.
It's no Peter Dinklage phone in.
It is not.
They're invested.
And Mike, at some point, just look up the character Gale, Gale, from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Because this dude is the most charming character I've run into. You'll get a kick out of him.
All right.
Yep. So that's mine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, Kevin's shot his load. David, what you got on?
Wait. Did I have to roll to hit?
No. You did
Okay.
not.
All right.
No, you shot your load, and it was a automatic success.
Okay. Hang on. Let me get my dice out. I'm going to roll for damage.
No need. It was completely, effective.
It was a shot to
I rolled
the
a
chest.
10 on a D12, so take 10 damage.
You pulled off the pearl necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So David, what you got in the chamber for us?
Well, it's
What's in the dick chamber?
In the balls, per se.
Well, it's spooky season, October. Like
It
you guys
is.
know, October is my month. I'm a horror freak.
We're just a couple of days away from the actual Hallows Eve.
Yeah, it's been like a weird October, and I haven't really had a lot of opportunity to kind of like get into it, right? So,
Right.
So really lately, it's been me just kind of like watching stuff, and I've been watching a lot of horror media that has come out recently. So I just kind of want to talk about like some of the things I watched and some general impressions and that sort of thing.
Sure.
And then, of course, I want to see what your experience is with some of this stuff. So, did y'all ever read the Goosebumps books? They were probably a little late for you guys.
That was well past my time.
Yeah, I was a teen. We were teenagers by the time
We
those
were in
came out.
high school, like headed toward graduation when that came out.
Yeah, so Goosebumps hit me at like the perfect age. I had like the complete collection for that like 3-year span where it was like really big in like the mid 1990s. Like I had all the books.
You nerdy child. Me and Mike were adults. We read the Babysitter's Club.
Right.
God.
But no, I grew up with Goosebumps. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
I remember the 1990s show and how good the opening theme to that was.
I remember the intro because it was R.L. Stine walking with his briefcase and the papers would come out and make everything twisted and evil.
It was pretty good. And then like I've seen the movies and the movies are good too. So
they did the one with Jack Black, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a couple of them. But yeah,
I didn't know there were more than one.
Yeah, there was 2 of them. Well, like there's a new Goosebumps TV show, and it's on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've watched the 7 episodes that have been released so far, and I quite enjoy it. It's different. It's definitely a more modern take on the series. Like, did you ever watch?
I'm gonna guess the production values are better.
Yeah, for the most part. Did you ever watch the original show?
I saw a little of it because like I would get home and it would be on or something.
Yeah, so the original show was just basically like an anthology series, which makes sense for Goosebumps. You had all these independent little stories. Some of them would get sequels, but the TV show would adapt the individual books. This is not an anthology.
Really?
Yeah, so this one is creating a framing narrative, and all of the stories of different books play out as episodes in the story, and all the events are related and that sort of thing. So, like, the first episode is an adaptation, like a loose adaptation, and that's the thing about all of these. They're very much loose adaptations that are fitting into a central story that guides the season. So the first episode is an adaptation of Say Cheese and Die. They do the Haunted Mask. They do Go Eat Worms. I remember a lot of these titles, and I know that like a couple of the upcoming episodes are themed after Horrorland, which was my favorite of the books. So, but yeah, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Like the biggest name attached.
Have they done the dummy?
Yes, Slappy is part of an overarching plot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Slappy is a super important character, but then again, he's like the face of Goosebumps, so like...
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really get introduced to him until like episode 6, but
yeah,
the search for Slappy is part of the whole thing.
Good God.
But
that name. The search for Slappy.
Well, it's fun. Like, it's legitimately fun. The biggest name attached to the show is Justin Long.
Wait, is that the guy from the Mac PC commercials?
Yes.
He's been in a lot of horror movies.
Oh no, Justin Long's great. Like he's such a fucking
He's in
nerd,
Drag
and
Me
I
to
love
Hell,
it.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was also in Barbarian, which I haven't seen that
Gage
one yet.
is trying to get me to watch that.
Of course, you also know him from Galaxy Quest.
Of course.
Yeah, and he did Tusk with Kevin Smith. He's in a lot of Kevin Smith stuff. But no, Justin Long, he's cool. Like I've always liked Justin Long. He plays a character here. When I first saw previews for the show, I thought, okay, maybe he's playing like a version of R.L. Stine. That's not the case.
Okay.
But yeah, it's legitimately good. The thing is, it's like, the style that Riverdale was shot in.
I'm not totally familiar because I've never seen it. But okay.
But it's modern. It's got the cinematography's good. The teen actors overall are pretty good. Like I like this cast of characters. The adults are pretty well drawn, and like it's surprisingly mature for a show that is probably technically for teenagers.
Or tweeners.
Right.
Yeah, because it deals with like issues of infidelity and stuff like that, and it handles it in a pretty realistic way.
Neat.
Yeah, like I'm. There's also Rob Hubel, who I also am a big fan of. He's also in the show. He's not like.
Now, who is that?
Did you ever see Children's Hospital?
I did. Wait, is he the guy in the clown makeup?
No, that's...
oh, man.
Yeah, Rob Hubel,
I'm looking him up.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I know him.
He's great. He's hilarious. He's in the show.
Oh.
Yeah. His role isn't as big as, like, say, Justin Long's, but still pretty big. But, like, overall... I would definitely recommend it. It has its issues, but
okay.
What show doesn't? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I recommend it. It's worth watching.
Mr. Hubel was also in a film called Hell Baby, which I cannot recommend.
Oh, I love Hell Baby, and not just for the full frontal scene that lasts for like 4 minutes.
Wait, okay, got my attention.
It's a dude though.
No. It's
Okay, because I haven't finished the movie. I got part of the way through and was just like, oh boy.
Oh god, what's her name? I'm sorry, I gotta look up her name because I don't remember off the top of my head. I remember what she looks like, but
we're very well. I bet you do with Full Frontal.
Yeah, it's Ricky Lindholm. Yeah. So Hell Baby had like an infamously long full frontal scene, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
But no, Rob Hubel, again, I'm into a lot of these like alt ensemble comedy.
From Garfunkel and Oates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
The blonde lady from Garfunkel and Oates.
I know who that is.
Okay.
I don't know the name off, from just the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Garfunkel and Oates.
Oh, wait, was she in Wednesday?
I don't know. I never finished Wednesday. Holly watched Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I wondered why that person looked familiar in Wednesday.
Okay.
She was the I can't remember who it was.
A person.
Yes, she was in there, but yeah, no, I remember there was a blonde lady in there. It looked awful familiar.
Yeah. So
cool. Okay. Now what were we talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about Goosebumps. I recommend it and everything like that. So
right.
Yeah, no, if you get a chance, it's pretty fun. Like The episodes are probably about like 30, 35 minutes. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
Good length.
Yeah. I appreciate that, like, it doesn't drag itself out.
Right.
So another thing that I watched recently is the Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, I've heard things.
Yeah.
I haven't heard things. I've heard about it.
I've heard things, and it definitely seems like it's not quite up my alley, but, you know, it seems interesting enough.
Was somebody said something about like a animal murder?
Yeah. It's an adaptation of The Black Cat.
Okay, not to make this into a weekend weird,
Right.
but
Well,
you know.
okay, so so with it being the Fall of the House of Usher, that's the principal narrative that links, and it's a lot like this Goosebumps show, like same kind of format where
It's a bunch of different stories, but they're linked.
yeah,
right.
Instead of being an anthology of Poe stories, each Poe story or poem is integrated into an overarching plot. So the best way that I can like describe this, and like obviously with the Fall of House of Usher, like everybody dies. That's the point of the project. So each episode, a member of the family dies, and that family member's death is a adaptation of sorts of a Poe story.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's interesting. I can't wait until someone finally does this with Lovecraft.
I think that could work, but we'll see what happens.
Well, and one of the things about Lovecraft, and I've always said this, is direct adaptations of Lovecraft suck. All right. That's one of the reasons, like, the Yuza movies work.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Lovecraft stories just aren't that good. They aren't strong enough to support a story, like, to support a narrative. You don't read Lovecraft for the narrative.
See, I feel like if you could do Call of Cthulhu as like sort of a detective story that ends with the guy finding Rillier.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be
and everything.
You wouldn't just do a straight adaptation of it. You would have to add stuff to it.
God no. Yeah, obviously.
So that's the thing about Lovecraft. You don't read Lovecraft for the actual narrative.
No, but if you were to do an actual narrative, you could very easily just do like, well, here's the adventures of Randolph Carter.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Based on Fall of the House of Usher, like the showrunner, the creator of it is Mike Flanagan. And I've become a big fan of his. Like, I've enjoyed every single one of his little horror projects. I think he could do a good Lovecraft-based series for his next project. I don't know what his next project is. I think he's doing another Stephen King adaptation with Tom Hiddleston. But
oh shit! Yeah. You know what? You're right. I actually really liked Dr. Sleep. Believe it or not.
Dr. Sleep was quite good. Like, it had the impossible task of adapting Stephen King's sequel to his novel, which is completely different from the movie that everyone loves, while still acknowledging the movie. It was a fucking tightrope to walk, and he nailed it.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
totally, and it worked. I mean, there's stuff that people are gonna complain about. There's gonna be the obvious comparisons to The Shining, but like as its own thing, it's actually really good, and it just barely delves into the wider Stephen King universe with The Shining. And the breakers and everything. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So Mike Flanagan, like he knows his shit. He's done a great job. Fall of the House of Usher, I had a little trouble with it at first, but once it's definitely the most campy of his projects. Because most of his
there's nothing wrong with a good campy horror.
And don't get me wrong, because I fucking love campy horror. Like, I love American Horror Story, and then I'm going to talk about Chucky in a minute. But like.
Oh boy, I haven't caught up on that. I haven't seen this season.
So, with Mike Flanagan, there's kind of like an understated nature to a lot of his projects. Fall of the House of Usher is very campy compared to those. Like at one point, the way that they're doing the references in the show and everything like that, name dropping things, I literally thought that Edgar Allan Poe was going to show up as a character at some point. it kind of had that vibe, and it took me a couple of episodes to really kind of like fall into place and be like, okay, no, I see what he's doing here.
Sure.
But ultimately, it worked. It worked out quite well, and then of course he has his recurring cast that he works with, and they're all excellent. Let me just pull up the cast real quick because there's some cool names on here. All right, sorry, I just got to pull. Okay, so Carla Gugino, of course, she's like his muse. She's in every single one of his projects. She's fantastic. Kate Siegel is in it. Bruce Greenwood.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Greenwood plays Roderick Usher. They've got Mary McDonnell. Let's see, who else we got here? Mark Hamill plays Arthur Pym.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Arthur Pym,
yes, the narrative of Arthur Pym. Yes.
Jesus H. Christ, that's insane.
He plays the lawyer to the Usher family, but the story that he is adapted from plays out in an interesting way in the background of the show.
Okay.
Henry Thomas, of course, because he's been in all these projects with.
Mike Flanagan. Jesus, dude, that's Mike. Do you know who Henry Thomas is?
The founder of Wendy's.
Oh God, Henry Thomas. No, Henry Thomas is actually Elliot from E.T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Annabeth Gish was in it. So it's really good. The cast is absolutely fantastic. I really recommend it. It may take a couple of episodes to kind of fall into place style-wise. I think Mike Flanagan with this has done a better American Horror Story season than American Horror Story ever did. And I say that as a fan of American Horror Story.
I'm more willing to give this a shot than I am American Horror Story. Because I feel like American Horror Story is okay, I don't mean to sound like a hipster, but it's too mainstream.
For American Horror Story, it's camp, but it doesn't balance it out well. There are a couple seasons I can recommend of the show, but it's ultimately an acquired taste.
Let me ask you, would you recommend Double Feature? Is that the one with the aliens?
I never actually. I stopped watching the show for a while, so.
Awesome. Yeah, okay, great. Glad I could.
The season that the seasons that I recommend would definitely be Asylum. I think Asylum is probably the best written one. And it happens to be the second season. I love Coven. Okay. I love Coven. I don't know if it's the best written one, but I love everything about Coven. Mainly because that's when the show is at its most camp, but it fucking works. And then I really, really, and this is probably gonna make people angry who are fans of the show, but I really liked the way they did Roanoke. I loved Roanoke, but it's controversial because it was a weird format shift because the first half of the season is done like one of those haunting shows, with the talking heads and everything like that. It's done in the style of a reenactment of a haunting in a house. And then the second half of the season switches to more of a traditional narrative. It's really interesting, and I applaud them for it, but a lot of people had issues with it. But yeah, anyway, back to Fall of House of Usher. I really do recommend it. And if you liked Dr. Sleep, you should totally watch some of the other Mike Flanagan projects.
Okay.
Yeah. The one I would suggest starting with is definitely his take on The Haunting of Hill House. I forget what the name of the season was, but it was his first series on Netflix, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
I heard about it.
Yeah, and it's really good. I think because he doesn't do a straight adaptation of these things. He uses the core of the story as a framework and then fills in the gaps, but it works really well. So Goosebumps and The Fall of the House of Usher are kind of similar in structure, and it's weird. It's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then, of course,
Okay.
we get to the absolute insanity that is this current season of Chucky. They could only release the first half, so we got 4 episodes,
Yeah.
and we have to wait for the other remaining
Because of the
episodes.
strike.
Yeah. I have never seen a TV show that is so fucking ridiculous and reaches so far and actually pulls it off. I am in awe of this season of the show. And I'm a huge fan of the Child's Play franchise. Like, I love Chucky, one of my favorite
Oh
characters.
yeah, no, you infected.
Yeah, I
me.
did that fucking podcast about it. So
Yes, I was very happy to be on.
yeah,
that.
and I would love to do that again. Maybe I'll do a Chucky special or something like that. But this season does some incredible weird shit, and I am just all for it. And I am so pissed we only get the first 4 episodes, and I have to wait for the remainder. And you know, talking about camp, I mean, Chucky, man, that is the campiest fucking horror show on TV.
So campy, you have to bring a tent and your own firewood.
So campy, you have to have a feather boa and a appletini.
Okay. On camp.
Mm-hmm.
On a scale of Batman 66 to everything John Waters has ever done, where would you put it?
It's John Waters territory, baby.
Okay. All right.
No, just the shit that they're doing with Chucky this season and the larger world building, just it's so good. And I don't necessarily want to spoil it because I know that you're going to end up watching it at some point, Kevin.
Yeah, I definitely will.
But I'll just kind of give you the basic pitch. Chucky in the fucking White House.
You sold me.
Yeah. No, it's like, did you ever finish season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a lot of people had problems with it. I enjoyed it. It was fucking balls to
it
the
was
wall
fantastic
insanity.
in that Christmas special for the ending. Yeah. So season 3
Yeah.
is very much the fallout of what happened with season 2.
Mike?
Chucky and the so you're telling me someone with orange hair and little hands was in the White House?
Yeah, they haven't quite made that joke yet, but it feels a little bit all over the season. And oh god, like for fans of like, you know, Seed of Chucky, you know, with the kid, and then with Tiffany and everything like that, like you're feasting, man. You're getting everything. Like the most recent episode with like Tiffany is absolutely insane, and they're actually going deep into the voodoo lore for this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because that is a huge thing, and they don't really get too deep into it.
With season 2, there was that whole exorcism thing, right?
Yes.
That becomes a major thing for this season, the fallout of that.
Can I say that seeing that priest explode may have been my favorite thing I've ever seen at a Chucky thing ever?
Oh, yeah, no, like, and I'm also surprised at how much fucking more ridiculous the deaths are in this season. Like, the show just keeps escalating. And then, of course, you got Devon Sawa back playing another character, which I love.
Oh, thank God!
He plays the president
because he
plays the president of the United States.
Oh, that's fucking fake.
Yeah.
See, Mike, in the first season, he played. In the last Chucky movie, he was a psychiatrist. In the first season of the show, he plays the main character's father and his father's twin brother, his uncle. And then in the second season, he plays the priest running the orphanage they're all living in, and he comments, God, that guy reminds me of my dad.
I am going to correct you.
And now he's back this season.
I am going to correct you. He wasn't the psychologist in one of the movies. But that psychologist,
Really?
the actor who plays the psychologist, he's been in all 3 seasons of the show as well. So in this one, he's playing the vice president.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But, you know, that's the thing. Like, you know, Don Mancini's grabbing his pool of actors, and...
that's the thing I love about horror filmmakers, is they do that.
Yeah. So, like, for example, Laura Jean Korostecki, she was that crazy nun in season 2. She
Yes.
plays the first lady in this season.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's so fucking good, man.
The nun that thought Chucky was Jesus.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just it's a delight. It was like
Good.
the highlight of my last 4 weeks. Chucky, man, I love it. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other. I'm trying to think if I watched any movies or anything lately, but no, honestly, it's mostly been like horror television. But it's been really nice to have like these 3 consistently good horror serialized stories, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Just I recommend all 3 of them. So do with that what you will.
So, with David having been spent with that luscious.
Oh, don't say that
Jesus
word.
Christ. I don't like this approach.
I don't like. I like it better when you're completely unprepared. Jesus.
His luscious tidings of
God.
horror.
I need a shower.
We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have
Mike's gonna finish
time
us off.
for my
Oh God.
happy ending.
Hi, Poppy.
Fuck this.
Hi, Poppy.
Hey, David. You know what makes our show great?
What's that, Kevin?
No ads. You know what would make it better?
What's that, Kevin?
Ads.
What if, and I'm just spitballing here, we do ads for independent creators at reasonable rates?
How reasonable?
Overly. How about $2 per episode pre-roll?
That is almost too reasonable.
Might as well go for it. Let's send everyone to the contact page for Supernatural Selection.
SupernaturalSelectionPod.com/contact?
Exactly. Just have them scroll down to the Advertise With Us section for more information.
That sounds great. Now let's record the ad.
Kevin,
Yes, David?
we just did.
So we are back from our, what would you call that?
A piss break.
No, it has a term. It's called our refractory period.
God damn it, Mike.
Hey,
You're
look,
going to get banned from hosting at some point.
the Baldur's Gate has my mind in the gutter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of
And
my
I haven't
fault.
even played it yet, but So I guess it's my turn. And so for this week, I've not played much games. I have mostly, I would say the biggest chunk of my time taken up with, things has been I've watched the last 3 seasons of Demon Slayer.
Is that an anime?
It's an anime.
Okay.
It's so the premise of Demon Slayer, it's set in, it's kind of ambiguous. They don't ever say a specific date, but they have like electricity and railroads. So it's probably like just pre or post World War One, kind of in the kind of turn of the century,
19 teens.
Yeah, the teens to 20s kind of era, or even turn of the century, Japan. And it's about a guy who's basically lost all his family to these demons. These demons are sort of a hybrid between kind of what you would expect demons to be in vampires, because they can like create new ones. They could pass it along. And they're also, they can't, daylight kills them. So they're very much a hybrid of vampire. They don't have to consume blood, but they do like eating human flesh, and it gives them power. Okay. But so his whole family, except for his sister, is killed by demons. Well, okay, his father had already died from a disease, but his mom and like 4 or 5 brothers and sisters are killed, and one of his sisters, his eldest sister, is turned into a demon.
Oh no!
And so he basically wages a war against them. He joins the Demon Slayers, which is an organization set up to ostensibly, eradicate said demons. All the while carrying his demonized sister on his back in a wooden box.
This is the weirdest version of Trigun I've ever heard of.
Yeah, no,
I was going to say it sounds Japanese for sure.
Oh yeah,
but no, it's great. Like I'd watched the first, excuse me, I'd watched the first season, many moons ago. And in fact, I stopped because I couldn't watch anymore because the second season hadn't come out yet. In fact, the second season, when it was originally released, was released as a movie.
Oh wow!
And then the movie was, had stuff added to it and became season 2. And I just kind of didn't keep up with it until finally, figured it was about time. And started just catching up on the backlog.
Now is this shonen?
It's kind of, I guess technically yes. It kind of has that kind of some Dragon Ball aspects in that so in the first season it's a lot more kind of hero's journey, broken up in that, this stuff happens to him. He leaves home. He meets up with the Demon Slayers and, joins them. And, there's a lot more variation. Whereas in seasons 2, 3, and 4, which was what I marathon this week, it's kind of a, setup where, they're in a situation. They find out there's this, very high-ranking demon. They, that's kind of involved in the situation. And then there's a multi-episode battle where they, until they eventually win. So it's very Dragon Ball-like in that there's, the battle takes several episodes to conclude.
Now, how horror adjacent? Because you're talking about demons and stuff, but is it like playing with horror themes, or
yes,
is it just like
very much is a lot of blood and gore. Well, not gore so much, but a lot of blood. Blood is very pivotal to some things. Like the demons have like kind of blood techniques where they use blood and they want to consume human flesh. I'd say it's more creepy than horror. But there is like some body horror going on at times.
Yeah.
Characters have, limbs ripped off and things like that. So I'd say the closest it gets to horror is body horror. And more of, kind of creepy themes.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's appropriate for October, though.
Yeah. No, it was definitely very apropos.
Did you just say apropos?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Deal with it. I would also say a lot of the characterization and a lot of the kind of themes made me realize, like, partway through season, 3, it made me realize, one, I'd always, thought that the Wheel of Time would work better as an anime. And 2, this was, like, almost the Japanese equivalent of the Wheel of Time because, like, has very good, like, characters and character relationships. Like the characters are treated, well. They're put through hell, sure, but you never feel like the characters are abused. You're rooting for these characters, and they come through in the end. They're not like just tossed aside, and they're not Martinized. They're not, J.R.R. Martin, killed off just at a whim.
Now, how many episodes per season?
So the first season has, I don't remember, like in the 12 or something like that. The second season's 8 episodes. The third and fourth season are 11 episodes.
Okay, yeah, because I've noticed that with a lot of anime is like some have like 20 episode seasons, others about 12.
So while this kind of feels very shonen, it's not shonen anime in that it is seasonalized. Like there are breaks in it, and there's no filler. They're not creating new story arcs just to fill time.
Okay, I mean I've been seeing it on Crunchyroll, and I'm like I really should sit down and watch it, but like the way you're describing it, it's like no, I think I will.
It is. I think it is very worth your time. Like I said, if you like characters and you like rooting for the characters, there are very very good people there. In fact, a lot of the characters that at first seem like kind of assholes, you get to know them. Like so, the the story arcs. Each season's a story arc, and in those arcs, you get to find out like the background of the new characters that you've never really seen before. So you find out kind of like, you think like 11 episodes about, just one, story arc would kind of get stale, but, there's vast, like, kind of flashbacks about how that character got there. All these new characters, you're just finding out all this information about them.
Now, is this the anime with, because I've seen this character, it's a girl with like a scroll in her mouth. Is this the same?
It's actually a piece of bamboo, but yes.
Oh, it's that show.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a demon, and she has a very, very, at least at the beginning, has a craving for human flesh and blood. So they put this bamboo stick in her mouth, almost like a muzzle.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, I mean that's like again, you're doing a good job of selling me on this just by describing it, but like it seems to line up with the shit that I appreciate. So
yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a David show for sure.
It really does.
Other than that, let's see here. Anything else? Just the normal. I've been, week to weeking Loki and Lower Decks. Those are.
I've been enjoying Lower Decks.
Season 4, very, very good. Seeing a lot of, character growth in Mariner.
And okay, so before you move on from that,
Yeah.
I watched this channel on YouTube called Trek Culture.
Yeah.
From the What
yes.
Culture crew. And they do a rundown of every episode of every Star Trek series that comes out because they're Titanic fucking nerds like the rest of us. But they're ups and downs.
I love it. I love that format.
Yeah, no, I love it too. But Sean Ferrick has been downing Mariner's arc this season.
What the hell?
I keep posting comments going, motherfucker, you must not have any form of mental illness. This is what it's like. You don't just get better.
Yeah, no, self-sabotage is a very insidious thing.
Motherfucker, I live it every day.
I think all of us do to some degree.
Oh yeah, and then talking about like because I haven't watched Ups and Downs lately because I've not been watching like reviewers because I find myself getting really annoyed with them lately. Like for example, I watch Screen Crush as a channel. I will watch their Easter egg videos, but I am not watching the reviews anymore because I find their reviews to be very strange and nitpicky on things. I think just I'm not into watching reviews anymore. Like just
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the ups and downs thing though, for the most part.
yeah, no,
but-
Ups and Downs is an incredible format.
And in all honesty, it's usually more ups than downs, which I like.
Like when they did that crossover episode of
Oh,
Lower Decks and
yeah.
like I think they got to like the 40s or 50s or something regarding like ups.
Oh yeah, no, it was like I think that was the record for ups.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like I'm not into. The other thing is like I don't have time for drama and bullshit anymore. So like one of the things going on with Screen Crush right now, I know why they're doing it because it's the clicks drive everything. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of like, is Marvel Studios dead? Is the MCU dying? How did the MCU get ruined? And it's like, I tune that shit out. The other thing that okay, so we all saw Ahsoka.
Yes.
And we're all fans of Rebels.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all fans of Ezra
Yes.
as a character. Like
He
I feel
was.
like Ezra.
I feel like he was the best part of Ahsoka.
I think Ezra is an excellent character. For some fucking reason, Ryan at Screen Crush like hates Ezra. So every Ahsoka video, he'd always have some shit about like, oh, Ezra was the worst part of Rebels.
Fuck
And it
off.
got so annoying that he would keep hammering on that.
I mean, I can understand like having problems with things, but saying something's the worst part of whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, and just like, okay, you've made your point, but to like do that over and over, and like he's entitled to his opinion, just as I'm entitled to be annoyed that he won't fucking shut up about it.
Yeah, no.
I agree.
Or as I like to say, everyone has a right to their opinion as long as they understand that they're wrong.
Right. So yeah, I'll still watch Screen Crush. I just don't watch the reviews anymore. But like, I'll watch the Easter egg videos. Those are fine. But I'm not really letting people make judgments of media that I watch. Like, I'm not really interested in their assessment of stuff because like it doesn't affect me. I assess things as I assess things.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
get that.
It's weird. I don't know. It's something that I'm going through lately. I know what it is.
No, I understand because like there's some channels I used to watch a lot and like their negativity is really bringing me down, man.
Yeah, and it's especially with like the whole MCU thing right now. Like the MCU was never like the best, most critically acclaimed sort of franchise thing.
It was never film.
Yeah, it was never
movies.
film.
It wasn't
popcorn
cinema.
movies.
But it just like the whole thing about it's dying now. It's like, well, no, it's not dying.
Look,
they've had a couple of movies and projects.
Nothing
that haven't
can
been
be
great,
perfect forever.
I would say there's never been an MCU movie that I've watched that I've wished I've had could claw the time back. There's some that I've thought were not great, but I was still entertained for the most part.
Yeah, there are a couple projects where I'm like, I wish they would have done that a lot differently, but I've never come out of like one of those projects and been like, this was a waste of my time. So I don't know. Again, I know it's for the clicks.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
at this point, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I just gotta say there are like at least 2 or 3 different ones that I've been like, I wish I had not had to see this. So
which ones?
Well, Eternals.
I mean, so I watch Eternal streaming, so I didn't have to pay for it. So
I
was
didn't
fine with
either,
that.
but like I still wished I had the time back.
I don't think it was that bad.
I liked it. Then again, like.
Again, good, but you're wrong. So
Yeah, no, well, we can debate the Eternals all day.
no, we can't.
We can debate
yes,
it
we
eternally.
Yeah. Oh, what else did you? What were the other two?
God, you know what? The bad thing is that's the first one comes to mind. I can't remember the other 2 right now.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Right.
Like if there's anything, we'll probably do a larger MCU discussion at some point. Like the biggest issue with the MCU right now, it's all set up and no payoff. That's what
everything
my issue
is setting up the next setup.
Yeah, and there's like, for example, like the Eternals. I love what it set up, but also like, why is no one acknowledging the giant celestial hand in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean?
Don't they in something upcoming or something?
Yeah,
the Marvels
apparently in God, what is it? The next Captain America movie and in Iron Wars they deal with that.
Like I certainly hope so, but it's just, again, it's like
they're saying
Shang-Chi, for example. Where is the next chapter for him?
Right. Well, the thing about the celestial hand is there's been some rumors that that's where adamantium comes from.
Oh,
I mean,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they could play with that. They just have to actually play with that and not ignore it.
Yeah, that's the reason why Loki is so good right now, because there actually seems to be payoff towards
it's a good show. It's
so-
actually good. It's like it stands on its own as good entertainment.
They forget that, you know, in the beginning they would have the little stingers and stuff were kind of like a bonus and not the whole movie just a setup for a next thing.
Right.
I just realized we completely derailed Mike's segment.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
dude,
it's-
sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Like the conversation flows where it does.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't have a whole lot else to say. Like I said, I pretty much have been, just Demon Slayer and catching up on some of those shows. So that was the Loki, and what was the other one? The
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
No, I mean, I definitely am intrigued by Demon Slayer. You sold me on it.
Yeah,
I know that probably wasn't your intent, but
No,
like,
no. I mean,
I
that's
think
kinda
it
like-
was his intent,
That's kind
actually.
of the point, right? Is to like, you know, imbue our experiences
Yeah.
and, you know, to hopefully that experience, if it was a positive experience, it, you know, attracts someone else to at least give it a shot.
yeah, and I mean that's one of the things I like is just like part of the vibe of what we're doing here is like, hey, try this.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with like the One Piece live action. You know, I
Yeah.
was like, Kevin, you got to try this,
Yeah.
and it was great.
This is good. Try this.
He enjoyed it. He enjoyed it, and it made me.
I
happy.
liked it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of racking my brain for anything else I've really done this past week.
Well, how about this? You know, one thing we do a lot on Sundays now is we play board games with our friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's this one game we've been playing called Wingspan.
It's birds.
It's birds. You try to buy birds and put them in the habitats.
Yeah, it's a card game.
we call
where-
it bird game.
Or every card is a unique bird, so there's no duplicate birds. And each bird has, you know, unique things. Like it'll have a point value that counts at the end of the game. It'll have a unique ability a lot of times, like either one that can happen when, you know, you trigger it, or one that happens when you play it, or one that happens, you know, passively. Like if someone else does something, it'll cause this bird's ability to play. And so it's a very interesting game, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, I do. One thing that I love is collecting like board games, but I never get to play them with anyone. Like I like collecting
Right.
Yeah.
like obscure, like, you know, stuff like homemade games by people that they put on like websites. You know what I mean? And I've got a couple of those games, and I love playing them, but I just don't have anyone to play with. The other thing is, you know, I've been doing that tabletop group, and for the most part, it's been like every other week. Only problem is we can't get back together until like the 10th or the 11th. So this is the first week where I've not had that group, and I feel empty inside now.
Right. Yeah. No, that's like, I don't think we're going to get to do D&D for a little bit, and I'm going to be hurting for it.
I would love to like join you guys for like, because do you play in person or is it?
Yeah.
We play in person, but I'm always willing to run a game for people. I've been threatening to run Call of Cthulhu
We
for
really should
the
run
server.
Call of Cthulhu as a sub-series for the show.
That would be fun. Do it on the Patreon first, and then release
Yeah.
it incrementally, and then
Yeah.
get in trouble with my D&D podcast because I'm probably defying a non-compete clause that no one mentioned.
Well, like just do it as like a once a month, like we do one adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be down for that
Well-
because we could do all this stuff over Discord and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Well, let me tell you, I bought a book while I was at Dragon Con called Tales of the Miskatonic Valley for Call of Cthulhu, and it's easily adaptable to modern and 7th edition. So,
You know, I would like to eventually move into like doing some game stuff just for the hell of it because I think we would have a blast playing Fiasco.
Fiasco.
Yeah. I'm
So
not familiar with
Fiasco
that
is
either.
kind of a game where you make your own Coen Brothers movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's literally like storytelling role play where like coincidences happen and then like there's a fiasco, So like if you're into the storytelling of the Coen brothers, it's basically the game
always.
for that.
So I get to shove someone into a wood chipper. I got
Like
you.
you could. Like I've only played a couple of times. One time, our game was about a UFO sighting above a mine, and that one was a lot of fun. So like that, like I'm down for gaming. You know what I mean?
Okay. That does remind me. You know what my favorite Coen Brothers joke I ever saw was from The Onion. Mm-hmm. It said, "Oh brother, where art thou?" Loses $30 million. Most successful Coen Brothers film to date.
Oh,
I was like, I love them, but that's pretty true.
The last Coen Brothers I saw was, I think it was the Ballad of, Buster Scruggs.
That's a good one.
I didn't get to watch that.
It was like really good. Tim Blake Nelson is a singing cowboy. Like, so good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one I saw was, besides Oh Brother Where Art Thou was, didn't they do the remake of True Grit?
Yes.
That was great.
Hadn't seen that.
Coen Brothers adjacent.
Yeah, I watched over
the new season of Fargo.
It's got Dave Foley.
Yes.
And he's got an eye patch. I was like, hey, he's playing Bruno Punch Jones or something.
Him playing some sort of like Kansas City mafia guy sounds like excellent.
Yeah.
And then it also has John Hamm and nipple rings. So there you go.
Jesus Christ.
No, John Hamm is one of those actors who, like,
he's good.
I don't think he gets enough work for how good he is. I just recently watched that Fletch movie he did.
I need to see that.
It is so fucking good. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Chevy Chase's Fletch.
No, when I saw they got him and saw the trailer, I was like, well, this is fucking perfect.
Yeah, no, John Hamm, like, if it were 10 years ago, he would have made a great Batman.
Okay, yeah. I could see. And what would have been great is if it had been written by Sam Hamm. Because, he wrote the first Batman movie. One of the drafts. I was like, it'd be hilarious if he came back, wrote a movie, and they got John Hamm.
Just the
ham on ham.
Just the Hamiverse.
Yes. And then find a director named Rye, so it could be Ham on Rye.
I had no idea that there was a Fletch thing with John Hamm.
It came out like a year ago.
If you've got like Paramount Plus, Paramount Plus, it is on there. But like I know that you like to sail the high seas, so I'm sure you'll find it.
Shh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that on the podcast.
Nope.
But no, like Confess Fletch. That's the name of it.
Interesting.
Very, very good.
You got to get that, Mike. That's something I really want to see.
Yeah, I
forgot about it.
I really enjoyed it.
So yeah.
So I guess that'll conclude my block of letting everybody talk for me. No,
Sorry.
It's fine. No, it's fine because I am not a verbose person sometimes. So
I don't know, when you get horny.
It's fine. Someone talking for
He won't
me.
shut up.
just talking about things inside of other things, moving a lot. I don't know.
Oh boy.
So what segments do we have in our post-coitus phase?
God damn it, Mike.
We've been doing birthdays, and then we do like the game. I know that we also have questions this week, but
let's
I
do
don't know how the
questions
questions going to
first.
correspond
Do you
with
want to do questions
Let's
or
do
birthdays?
questions first because we've got two questions.
Okay,
And
questions.
They're both simple.
Skeet them on me, my boy.
God fucking shit, dude. Oh, God. So the first one's from Sam in our Discord, and Sam asks, would you rather poop hammers or pee nails, and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oof.
I can answer.
Go ahead.
All right. I'd rather poop hammers because I'm currently sort of experiencing that with constipation, and it's like shitting a hammer.
But it doesn't have a handle on it.
No,
so.
well, yes, it does, kind of, because a lot of what's been coming out has been like
Kevin,
a broad head and a thin tail.
Think about how wide a hammer is.
Yeah, and that's what's
no,
what's
you're
happening.
not shitting that wide.
Mike,
You're not.
It looks
look,
like a baseball with a tail.
You are not shitting
Jesus
4
Christ.
inches wide.
You want to fuck it? Look, motherfucker, you want me to call you in there so you can see it?
Damn it.
That's not baseball wide. A hammer width would be like a cantaloupe.
Depends on the hammer. But
You're talking
also,
about like a little jeweler's hammer or
but
something.
anyway,
at that
point is,
Jesus Christ.
peeing nails.
Mm-hmm.
You ever get soap in your pee hole? It burns.
really.
Real damn bad.
It'd be like a lot of. You'd be like peeing
No.
kidney stones all the time.
Yeah, no, I'd rather poop a hammer than pee nails.
Yeah,
I can
would
agree
prefer
there.
the anal. I would prefer the anal trauma over the dick trauma.
Yeah, because I could survive pooping a hammer better than I could peeing nails, just
Yeah,
from a
because-
pain tolerance.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like,
Now here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
What if you only had to poop or pee once a week? Then which one would you choose? Which one?
Still poop a hammer.
Okay, you'd still poop a hammer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what if you got $1,000 every time you peed nails?
I guess I'd pee nails then.
I don't know. It doesn't quite. Well,
Because eventually I'd have enough $1,000 to.
There's just
and
some
I'm
fucking
diabetic.
wizard. There's some wizard who hangs out outside your bathroom, and he's like, "Hey, I heard it tinkle.
So, because here's the
Here's a
thing.
check."
First off, I'm diabetic, so I'm peeing a lot.
Oh, shit.
And secondly, I could eventually have enough money to go to the doctor and be like, please make it stop.
please just give me a catheter bag, please.
Stop the pissing, for the love of
Yeah,
God.
but you better have
Now-
enough money for like retirement at that point.
Now, here's a better question. If you poop hammers and you meet the guy that pees nails, do you in fact try to build a house?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you piss nails, do they come out like a nail gun?
No, but you can collect them.
You would never keep a toilet at that point.
Yeah, your toilet budget would be like covered by that 1,000 a
Yeah.
week.
Your toilet would look like RoboCop when they hit him with the shotguns at
Better
the
just
beginning.
go piss in the backyard, or
Yeah,
in anything
piss
else
on the
other
side
than
of the
toilet.
house, and it looks like you could write your name in nails.
You want to reside the house, just hold it up and take a piss.
Here, I need to reattach the baseboards. Let me take a leak.
Oh, dude, no. Somebody goes to hold you up. It's like, if you hold me up, I'll piss myself. Give me your money.
Oh, self-defense piss.
Yeah, self-defense. You know what? I'm starting to change my mind.
He's coming around to the piss
Now,
nails.
If
can
you
you
shoot
sell
'em.
the hammers, do the hammers have a smell to them? Or are they just like regular hammers that you can then
That's a-
sell?
That's a good question.
Are like brown poop, like,
No, they're real hammers.
but do they smell like poop?
I'm guessing. I mean,
can
they
you
came
wash
out of
them
my
off?
ass.
Like, are they going to be stuck as poop smelling, or can you like wash them off and then resell them?
I can only imagine if you put them in the washing machine, not only would it beat up your washing machine, but it would probably get rid of the poop smell.
And your washing machine would then smell like poop.
Well, either way, you're gonna be using Autoban.
You're gonna be hand scrubbing those hammers.
I am not hand scrubbing poop hammers.
Well,
put 'em in
then
the
you're not
dishwasher.
getting them clean.
Yeah, put them in the dishwasher.
My dishes go there. I don't want poop hammers in my food eating dishwasher.
Put 'em in
You just
someone
run a
else's
cycle.
dishwasher.
You run an empty cycle between poop hammers and dishes. You don't have to worry about it.
Then I'm using a lot of fucking detergent.
All right.
And
We're
that's
making a
energy.
And we're gonna be called poop hammers.
This is
We're-
the hammer.
We're gonna be like Guar.
Shit hammer.
Shit.
We are shit hammer.
Yeah.
Poop. Oh, there. Tonk.
Oh God, that's how we end each show. Is we just drop hammers on the stage.
And piss nails.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
throw them out to the audience.
Well, if you can piss nails at the speed of a nail gun, you don't need the hammers then, do you?
That's
That's
also
true.
true.
That's true.
Okay, we got one other question
Yes.
to get away
Save
from
us.
this. And this is directly to me from Ghost Forge. Kevin, yes, you've remarked about wishing there was a story/show about working a shitty retail job. Are you familiar with a webcomic called Between Failures? No, Ghost Forge. I wasn't until now. And I looked it up, and it's one of those things where I'll have to read it when I'm not tired because it is a surprisingly verbose webcomic,
I know
but
the
it is
author.
well written.
I do know the author. I like it. It's good comic.
Yeah.
I've talked to him a number of times.
No, I mean, it's good. I just got to be in the mood to read it. Verbose is not a critique. The verbose is I was expecting, like, questionable content, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be in the right frame of mind with a certain level of reading on a comic.
It is very Clerks in its cynicism.
It looks good. It's also a very good looking comic.
It is.
So, yeah, I'm not familiar with this one. There was another retail webcomic. Was it called Retail?
Yes, there was one called Retail that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
like back in my webcomic reading days.
Many, many moons ago, yes.
Like I feel like there are a lot of like retail derived webcomics.
Because there are a lot of creative people stuck in retail jobs at an early
I have no idea what that's like.
No, not at all. Kevin has no
I surely don't have 30 years experience working in retail.
No, never.
No, never. But like, there was one I remember that came out for a while called Sore Thumbs. Do you remember that? That was by the Crosbys that ran Keen Spot. And it just kind of became eye candy in that they had a girl with giant breasts.
Yeah, I mean that's with a lot of like early to mid 2000s comics. Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily complaining about that, but like you gotta have a story to back it up.
Do you remember Short Packed?
Yes.
Yeah, that's another retail comic.
Man, I hadn't thought it. Wasn't that actually from Dave Willis?
Yeah,
like It's Walkie.
Yeah, it was working in a toy store.
Yeah, that's right. I remember Short Packed.
Yeah, no, there are plenty of like retail comics. I don't know if there are any like recent. The thing about webcomics right now, and this is just kind of me with an off the cuff observation, short form has kind of died out in a lot of ways. Everything tends to be like serialized or primarily story driven. Not a lot of strips are making it these days.
Yeah, and that's kind of sad because I feel like we really sort of need that.
Mm-hmm. Like I've wanted to do a bunch of different comic strips. I mean, I've got like RG bots and everything, but like there's been other kind of strips that I've wanted to do, and I think, I mean, because there are strips out there, but nothing that's quite had the impact of, say, like
Sluggy.
Yeah, well, no, not Sluggy. Sluggy is a unique case, but think of things like Short Packed and even Between Failures. I mean, I think those are still going on right now. But I'm just thinking, like, I've not seen a recent comic strip that's gained any real notoriety in that regard.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Well, I mean, it's an opportunity for someone to come in and fill that gap.
Well, I could always come back and start working on a Local Idiot again.
Well, I had that idea of like that cryptid comic that
right
eventually. So
we could adapt that into just being us.
Yeah.
Our characters.
Yeah.
And it's funny that, with all this talk, I looked at all these comics and none of them are the ones I was trying to get to. Like Retail was nothing like the one I was remembering.
Oh, yeah, no. The one I used to read has been gone for like
I don't remember
15 years.
That is haunting. That's haunting, is going through like my bookmark list of like an insane number of webcomics and just so many just gone.
Yeah.
Sad.
Damn sad.
Yep.
It's a bummer.
So, what do we got next? Birthdays?
Yeah, I can go ahead and cover some birthdays. We've got some good ones on here.
Sure.
Starting off, number one, our waifu Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Oh, I always loved Winona
Yes.
Ryder, and I'm glad her career had a bit of a renaissance thanks to Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So this is for October 29th because it's the 29th where I'm at.
Yep.
So
And the fact that her birthday is October 29th, you know, and
Yeah, that's
her
pretty
kind of like
close to
breakout thing was
spooky.
Beetlejuice.
Yep, love that
pretty
movie.
fitting.
By the
Yeah.
way, there's not a lot of Tim Burton movies I still adore, but like Beetlejuice is one.
I am looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah. Now, are they doing Beetlejuice 2, or are they actually gonna let him get away with doing Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii?
I think it's Beetlejuice 2.
Ah, damn it.
So yeah, Winona Ryder, love her. She's great.
Yep.
Rufus Sewell. So I'm very familiar with him.
That was the bad guy from Ghostbusters, right?
No. Did you ever see Dark City?
Yes.
The lead of Dark City. He was also that asshole jouster in A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger.
Didn't see that.
Yeah. Rufus Sewell is really good. I really like
Yeah,
him.
no, Dark City is an underrated classic.
Yeah. Dark City's fantastic. So yeah, happy birthday to Rufus Sewell.
Cool.
Let's see. Jodie Balfour. So she's known from The Crown, but she's also from For All Mankind. She plays the current president as of season 3 of the show.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's real good. She's real good. We also have Richard
Yes.
Dreyfuss.
Oh, hell's bells. I used to love Richard Dreyfuss.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still... Did he retire?
I don't know what he's doing these days. I could always open up his seat and see if he's got anything coming up. Let's see. He's got like 6 movies coming out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's not retired.
Nope, certainly not. I think he was in like a recent, like...
He was in
One of the-
Sweetwater most recently.
Yeah, but he was in like one of the Sharktopus movies or something, in a boat, technically playing his character from Jaws.
Apparently, he played Bernie Madoff in a 2016 TV miniseries about Bernie Madoff, which I can see.
Holy
I can
shit.
see it. I can see it.
Yeah, nope. Totally could see
Let's
that.
see. Who else we got here? Dan Castellaneta,
Oh, Homer!
Hey Homer.
the Robot Devil.
Homer!
You can't just have
What's that?
characters announce how they feel. That makes me feel angry. The Robot Devil. Yeah.
Yes, you know who else he played was Earthworm Jim, actually, in the animated series.
I mean, he's got that job security with The Simpsons for like ever. He doesn't have to do anything else for the rest of his life.
He also was a guest star in an episode of Stargate SG-1 because Jack O'Neill was a huge fan of The Simpsons, and they got Dan Castellaneta to come on as a character for one episode, as somebody who had been mind-linked to Jack for, like, the entire run of the series without ever coming forward with it. And he'd experienced Jack's entire life, and, like, there's a part where they're finally together and talking. He's like, don't worry, I won't tell Samantha you have a crush on her. He's like, would you shut up?
I also liked him. He'll always be Grandpa to me from Hey Arnold.
Oh, God. That's right.
And he was also the voice of the genie for the sequel to
Yeah.
Aladdin and for the TV show.
And the video games.
Yeah. So Dan Castellaneta, all right.
Yeah. Cool.
Also today, Michael Schur, producer and writer, famous for Parks and Recreation, The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Good Place.
Bunch of stuff
So-
I've never watched, but I've always kind of wanted
he's
to,
kind of-
except for The Office.
Yeah, he's kind of like the face of modern TV sitcoms, really.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing because, again, The
No.
Office. I enjoyed The Office. Parks and Recreation was excellent. I loved Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and The Good Place is fantastic. So,
Yeah. So I've only ever seen The Good Place. I've tried to watch Parks and Rec and bounced off the first episode.
okay, so Parks and Rec, I'm going to be honest with you. The first season is very rough. It has the same problem with The Office because the first season of The Office,
and It's Always Sunny.
yeah, the first season of The Office is super rough because Michael Scott is not a likable character. the same thing is the problem with the first season of Parks and Rec, because Leslie Knope isn't that likable of a character.
Yeah.
Season
No,
2,
she was so cringy in that
season
first episode.
2, especially when they introduce what's oh god, the God, I'm trying to name the actor. Fuck. Adam Scott.
Star-Lord?
Adam Scott and Rob Lowe.
Oh.
Adam Scott and Rob Lowe. They show up
Oh.
in season 2, and that's when the show becomes like all-time beloved. It's
Yeah. No, that's like It's Always Sunny is not worth it until Danny
I
DeVito
kind of
shows
wanted
up.
to see a version of Always Sunny without Danny DeVito for at least a couple more seasons, because I still think that first season of Always Sunny is fantastic. But like, Danny DeVito definitely added to
ya?
the show.
Okay. Yep.
Let's see who else we got here. Let's see. I could have sworn I had a couple more names. Margaret Nolan, the mother of Christopher Nolan, and one of the Bond
Really?
girls from Goldfinger.
Oh shit! Is she the one that got covered in gold?
I believe so.
Well, damn.
Yeah. So Margaret Nolan. Gee, Christopher, your mom's hot.
or at least was.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Ralph Bakshi.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't know that I want to celebrate the birthday of a man that close to John Kricfalusi.
Yeah. Bob Ross.
Okay.
Hey, patron saint of art.
Yeah, I still watch like Bob Ross nearly every day, man. So yeah,
Yep.
those are some of the
Love the man.
birthdays for today.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah. No. Can't. No one can ever be mad or not watch Bob
Yeah.
Ross.
Yep.
Like if you cannot sit down and watch an episode of Bob Ross, you are in fact a garbage
What
bad
delights
person.
me is every time he goes and he beats his brush against the easel, and he just says, "We're gonna beat the devil out of it."
Beat the
and he's
devil
just
out of it.
so legitimately happy when he does that.
He is so overjoyed.
Yeah,
when
and
he
then
does
whenever he brings on
Yes.
the animals.
it. Yep.
Oh yeah, little
Yep.
squirrel.
The squirrels.
Yeah.
I love it. So, to counteract your joyful birthdays, can I bring up the two
Yeah,
deaths
we should talk about
this
that.
week that
Yeah.
really affected me? So first off, Matthew Perry, just yesterday for us on the 29th, or actually no, it was the 28th. Matthew Perry passed away, drowned in a fucking hot tub after a heart attack.
Yeah.
Apparently,
The Death of Kings.
I'm pretty sure that's
Same
Regis.
thing that happened to Orville Redenbacher. Swear to God.
I thought he died by suicide by cop.
One would hope.
Yeah, I thought there was like a anyway.
Maybe that was just
Now-
prostate cancer.
Everybody talks about how much his role in Friends meant to him, and I understand it. I just was not a fan of Friends because they were all fucking assholes.
No, they were people.
They were awful people.
No, they had their ups and downs. They were people.
Now, what I will always remember him for was he played Benny in Fallout New Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start, and they shoot you in the fucking
See,
head.
for me, I really liked him in The Whole Nine Yards. It's a
Didn't
good
see
movie,
it.
but it's also kind of painful to watch now. Number one, because he's gone, but then also Michael Clark Duncan is gone, and then Bruce Willis is
Oh,
dealing
yeah.
with
God,
dementia.
Jesus,
Yeah, so it's
fuck.
Yeah, Bruce Willis has got one
it's
foot.
rough
So
to watch
Yeah,
it. Like I
God,
want to
that
watch it again,
sucks.
but I'm also like,
Yeah, I
this
can
will just make me
imagine.
really, really sad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if I could watch that now. Fuck.
So my favorite Matthew Perry was I really liked the Aaron Sorkin trappings aside. I really liked Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
That came out at
And-
the same time as that other show that was like that. What was it?
West Wing.
No.
Oh,
The other one about a Saturday Night Live
Oh,
style
yeah, no.
show with Tina Fey.
no, that was the more comedy.
What was that one called?
Third Rock? No, 30 Rock.
30 Rock, yeah.
yes. not Third Rock.
They had 2 shows about the same topic at the same time.
Well, yeah, they were both SNL and analogs, whereas Studio 60 was more like dramedy. It had a lot of drama, but it had its levity moments. Whereas 30 Rock
That's
was
right, he was
more
on
comedy.
there, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he was. He played a very tragic character that dealt with addiction, and he was a writer.
And he was suffering from Vicodin addiction.
Some kind of addiction. I can't remember exactly.
Matthew Perry
Matthew
was
Perry
suffering from a Vicodin
and
addiction.
apparently alcoholism at some point too.
That is a motherfucker.
And so the character also was like that. So I wonder how he could play that.
He was also a pretty prolific guest actor in a bunch of stuff. I remember him from. He was in a really good episode of Scrubs. I remember him in a couple episodes of Ally McBeal. I remember him from a series of episodes in The West Wing.
Yeah, well, when you hit that kind of peak of TV, you really can either only become guest star or movie star, and he just didn't quite have the movie star charisma. He tried, and it just did not work.
Well, you know what? I think what I can say here is that whether you liked Friends or not, he was a damn fine actor.
Oh yeah,
and he deserved better.
Yeah, no, I mean nobody deserves to die in their 50s. I think, but
yeah,
I might be biased.
Yep. And the other death, and this one hit me harder than I thought it would, was Richard Mall.
Yeah.
Which a lot of our younger folks might not know who Richard Mall was, but there was a show in the 80s called... let me go further back. The first time I became aware of Richard Mall was Night Court. Mm-hmm. He played Bull Shannon, the court bailiff. The big, tall, bald guy, looked like he would kill you and was just a complete dingbat.
Yeah.
And
dumb as a bag of hammers, but super nice.
Yeah. Great character, and his big thing was something weird would happen. Somebody would say something he didn't understand, and he'd just go, okay. And it's just endearing. Yeah. And it turns out, Mike, his character was Bull Shannon. Do you know what the character's first name was? Fucking Nostradamus. Nostradamus Shannon was his name, and he went by Bull. And in the last episode, it turned out he was an alien, and 2 guys from Saturn showed up and took him home.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep, because that's the only way that was going to end.
He did a lot of horror stuff as well.
He was in the very first episode of Highlander, the series. Mm-hmm. He was it. Have you either ever seen the 1981 film Caveman? Starring Ringo Starr.
Zug Zug.
Okay, all right.
Giant egg.
Yeah. The giant fucking egg, yes. But there is a scene where they're trying to get away from an ice monster. Mm-hmm. And they're all slipping around on ice, and they all get away. Mm-hmm. And you can't tell what giant motherfucker's in this ice monster suit. Until he looks around, everybody's gone, and he's going, and then he just like flops his arms in this pathetic manner and shuffles off. And me and my dad both go, that is Bull from Night Court. No other motherfucker can do that.
Yeah.
And, but if you don't know about his extensive live action acting credits, he played Harvey Dent Two-Face in Batman the Animated Series and was the voice of the Bat Computer. And like that alone is some amazing shit to be involved in. He was
also in the Spider-Man animated series doing the voice of Mac Gargan. Scorpion, I believe.
That's right, he was. He was also apparently... Do you remember there was an animated series called Mighty Max? He played... Yeah, he played Norman in Mighty Max.
Hey,
he did
was
a
in
lot
Fallout.
of voice work, and he was really good at it.
Yeah, the original.
The original, right? That's funny. 2 people in
Yeah.
Fallout games
Yeah.
passed this week. Somebody better go check on Liam Neeson.
Or
he was also in
Rob
But I'm a
Perlman.
Cheerleader, which is a
Oh
great movie.
God.
Yeah, it's
never
good.
seen
It's
that, but I heard
it's
about
got
it.
RuPaul, it's got Natasha Lyonne, everything like that.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, that's okay. Well, I just wanted to get out there that both of those people will
for
definitely
sure.
be missed.
Yeah, no, because Holly was at work and she texted me like, "Hey, Matt," yeah, yeah, Matthew Perry died, and just
Matthew Perry?
we were both just kind of like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
that came
yeah.
way out of nowhere. And I found out because one of our coworkers texted one of our night managers about it, and I was like, "It's bullshit."
Yeah, my
She's full
mom,
of, oh
like,
God, no.
Texted me like she was like, "Oh my God, Matthew Perry died," and I'm just like, I wasn't aware that you were a big fan, but yeah, just it's one of those like.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was anybody's like favorite actor, you know what I mean? But he was likable enough that like his absence
Yeah.
is gonna be noted. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. Like,
yeah.
you know, it's weird to phrase it that way. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. The saddest thing that I thought when I saw they passed away was why couldn't it have been Matt LeBlanc?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, that's dark.
I'm sorry, but like,
Not Joey.
I know, I'm terrible.
I
How you doing?
someone posted the scene from Friends where Matt
Oh.
LeBlanc had to move out. Like he eventually moved out of the apartment in response
Yeah.
to that. Now that was pretty sad. Like them, saying goodbye as
You
characters.
know, but the other thing
kind
is
of-
like there's been a lot of jokes which also kind of feels appropriate. Like one of the first things I responded to with Holly, and this is probably gonna be really fucked up, is like, you know what? No one told us life was gonna be this way. But it also
Oh,
seems
God damn
appropriate
it.
because that seems like something like fucking Chandler Bing would say. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
It's easier with celebrity deaths.
unless it's a also unless it's a personal dig, I think comedy, dealing with someone's death is completely appropriate.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like unless it's like taking something at their expense, there's nothing wrong with dealing with with tragedy with comedy.
Yeah. Like when my mom died, Scott asked me why my mom's casket was so heavy, and I said my dad wanted to make sure she couldn't get out.
I mean, it's just human nature. It's like, the saying is if we're not laughing, we're crying.
Yep.
If we're not laughing at something, we're just gonna cry. So we might as well laugh about it. And and anyone that's in entertainment, I think they would just want to be remembered.
Yeah, and
anyway.
the other thing is like making like jokes, like friends related jokes, like it just goes to show like how important that show was culturally to like the vast majority of Americans. Like, I've seen every single episode.
Right.
It wasn't like my favorite show, but like fuck if I don't
I
remember
haven't.
like certain recurring bits. You know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of them. I don't know if I've seen every episode, but I've seen a good bit.
It was ruined when the monkey left.
Yeah.
The monkey was an asshole.
Well, yeah, but
They should have
I'm making
pivoted
a
from
joke,
there.
actually.
Pivot,
It's not a
pivot.
fan of the show.
I mean,
but
There's also some infamy because he's the
It's
first
gotta
one
be
to
weird
die.
for his co-stars.
yeah,
So yeah, no, I mean there
Yeah.
can never be a
54.
Yeah.
At least Richard Mall was 80.
yeah, no, I mean that's kind of like
That's
Well,
he
and, you know,
died
I'm doing
because he
the.
was 80.
I'm writing our
Yeah.
Halloween special right now, and Mary Shelley died at 56 years old. Granted, it was like in 1830s, but
Jesus.
still.
Well,
Yeah.
that whole life expectancy thing.
Yeah,
that's
like
because
if,
of the
if
infant
Matthew
mortality
Perry had
rate.
like lived in the 1800s, then yeah, like he would have had a long life. But
Yeah, no, he could have had
No,
another
I was
30
going to say,
years.
like, at 54, he would have had a long life in the 1800s.
Oh,
yeah, no.
I'm talking about
Well,
now.
you know,
He could have
and the
had
other thing
another
is,
30
like-
years if that hadn't happened.
So obviously he had his drug and alcohol problems, really fucked with his heart. That much is very clear now. That, you know, and I was talking to Holland, it's like, well, that's why they have those signs
It'll do
about not going into the jacuzzi if you got a heart condition. Like, it's very common. It's very common, and people just don't realize, like, again, like, jacuzzis are gonna fuck you up if you're not careful. You know, if you're gonna drink in a jacuzzi, be very careful.
Yeah, no. Or, you know, just don't. Here's a good tip. The pro tip from Distraction Hole.
Yeah.
Never jacuzzi alone.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
especially when
always
everybody's
better
new.
with friends.
Yeah, if
Yeah, that's
up.
even better. That's like double plus. But at least have a lifeguard. He could afford a lifeguard on duty.
I'd rather pass out naked in the hot tub and get my eye jabbed out by someone's penis than drown from a heart attack.
Yes. Yeah. No. No. A little bit of, you know, mystery fluid on your leg is better than dying.
Gross. Hey, how about a game, Mike? Do we have a game?
All right. I have the inkling of a game. It's kind of like a repeat, not a repeat, but kind of a reoccurring theme. But it's the best I have at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine this. You have your dream car. It's awesome. It's, you know, whatever you want in a vehicular conveyance. But for some reason, and this is inspired by a little bit by a show I never watched a whole lot of, but How I Met Your Mother, it has a tape player that has one tape just stuck in there, and it's always playing. But it happens to be your favorite. So what tape is that in that player?
That's a good question. David, you go first.
Man, this is a tough one. So, like, here's the thing. Not
Can you turn the volume
Can
down
it
at
be
least?
a
Oh yeah, you can turn the volume down.
Okay.
You can turn it off if you want, but that's
No, I
but
say
it-
go
but
with
also,
that.
it's
like,
got to be a
released
retail.
there aren't a
album.
whole lot of albums that are released on tape. So does that mean, especially today? So does that mean that I have to work within a certain series of decades?
No, in this fictionality, it could be
Tapes
anything
have come back as a thing.
any retail release. Like it just so happens to have someone. They only had a tape player in this car, so they took that CD or MP3 album and dubbed it onto tape, but it got stuck in there.
Okay.
And for some reason, you can't get
Okay,
the
so
the
just
head unit out.
okay, so it's got to be something that I'm going for something that I can listen to anytime, and that'll
Yeah,
end up
all the
being
time, when driving.
Daft Punk's Discovery. Like, there's not a bad
okay.
song. One
What's
more
one of the
time,
songs on that one?
Aerodynamic, Digital Love.
Okay. Yep. Nope.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yep.
I just
Damn good album.
That's just one, like, no matter what, if I hear
Nice
one of those
choice.
songs, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Kevin.
All right. Here's the thing. I got 3 options here. And I'm really torn.
Yeah.
4 technically.
Look, I've got a couple as well, so I know we have some overlap here. So don't worry about what I'm thinking. You
No,
just
no,
pick
I understand. Can I go with 2? Because I know one of them is
No, it's one. There's
okay.
there's
Just
not a
one.
changer.
Just
yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go with Images and Words by Dream Theater
Yeah, that
because it's got a broad range of songs. It's prog. It's metal. Take the Time and Surrounded are both on it, and there is not a single song on that album I'd ever skip. I have this concept of the perfect album, which there are a lot of what I consider perfect albums, like yours, you know, the Daft Punk album. that I can listen to all the way through every time without skipping a track, you know? And Images and Words is one of those. Dookie by Green Day is another one, but Images and Words would, if I had to choose one to be stuck in the car tape player, that's the one.
No, I dig it.
So, I will say, like I said, there was overlap, so I was pretty sure Images and Words would have been my first choice. But
see, my other one was Flood by They Might Be Giants.
so my second choice, since that one is taken, would be Information Society by Information Society. Also a very good, it's all kind of
Early industrial techno, kind of.
Post new wave techno, early techno, like you said, kind of industrial. I would say quite industrial.
Well, they're considered some of the fathers of industrial techno music.
Yeah.
And I get it, because there's a lot of industrial sounding shit in Pure Energy.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of but I mean, it's got a lot of sampled hits, like it's early stuff with sampling. So
David, you're familiar with Information Society, right? Their biggest hit was "What's on Your Mind" in parentheses Pure Energy, and it's got like a lot of Star Trek sound bites.
I mean, it starts off with
it's worked so far, but we're not out yet. And
exactly.
McCoy saying it.
Yeah. So, it has a lot of it's got the bass line. Not baseline, the beat is basically sounds like a sampled, someone hitting a metal plate with a sledgehammer. So,
God, it is such a good album. That's a good choice, Mike.
But yeah, that
well, there's like one song on there I'd skip.
Well, there's not one song. There's a part of a song that I don't like, but just because it drags the song out, it's okay, I remember. But anyway, there's this one song that just gets really repetitive at the last third. But I can easily tolerate that.
Yeah. The rest of the album's a banger, so
yeah, the rest of it's so good that
I could probably throw out a couple of alternatives because I reached mine pretty quickly. So
yeah. Well, we gave alternatives. So what's your alternative?
For different reasons. Another album that I consider to be perfect is Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots from the Flaming Lips. Yeah, okay.
All right, here's the thing. I just recently started listening to that, and while I'm still getting into it, Fight Test is fucking amazing.
I love that album.
Might still check that out.
And then I'm going to throw this out there, a Journey Greatest Hits compilation. Because that's some good shit for driving.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Just get fucking separate ways going, crank that volume up.
Look, last night I went to a friend's house and we watched the first Tron movie. And on the way home, Separate Ways came on the radio, not on the radio, but on my streaming playlist. And I'm going, damn it, I just want to watch Tron Legacy now because those two things one right after the other.
It's got Daft Punk in it.
And it's got Daft Punk in it, true.
So
it's funny because I'm remembering there was a time my friend came back from military service, so it's 6 of us crowded into his car, and Don't Stop Believing comes on. So there's 6 of us
such a good
tucked
song.
into this small mid '80s Mustang, cranking the volume up, doing Don't Stop Believing.
Screaming the lyrics, probably.
So good. So yeah, I think a Journey Greatest Hits album would be great to have stuck in a tape deck.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so
that is a
I
damn
think all
fine
three of us
choice,
have
sir.
great choices here.
And there's not and if I were riding with you, there's not a single car I would not mind being stuck in.
Yeah,
with that music
I
playing.
think we could all tolerate being on a road trip if we had that. That's our road trip playlist, man. As we travel the country looking for cryptids.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
the Stuck in the Radio playlist.
That's what we will be playing. And as we go from
in our
Buc-ee's to
Scooby-Doo
Buc-ee's
phase
to get Mike those beaver nuggets.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah.
Yep.
You just reminded me of beaver nuggets. I'm all fucked up now. Although I have found out that Bucky sells them themselves on Amazon.
yeah.
Oh hell, dog, we're fucked.
They're a little more expensive, but because they're shipped because it's quote unquote prime shipping, but of course that just means it's tacked on to the total price.
Yep.
But it's like $20 for like two 13-ounce bags of beaver nuggets.
Damn.
So, yeah, I did
It's
not
the
know
same thing
need
with
this
like buying
information,
like Dole Whip,
but there it is.
like mix. Like now you can actually like buy the Dole Whip stuff, but I remember I used to have to like go to Disneyland to have that. But now I can get Dole Whips just about anywhere because for a while like Disney had exclusivity on like that pineapple soft serve, and then like now you can get it anywhere.
Gotcha.
So like if I want a fucking Dole Whip, I have a place in town where I can go and grab one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
You
is
ever
a
had
thing I
one?
never knew about until now.
Oh,
guys,
dude.
No.
Oh.
But I looked it up and I'm going, that seems kind of tasty. Yeah, so after being titillated and...
God damn it! 2 hours of sex jokes.
And
He just
brought
keeps
to
going and
arousal.
going. It's lasting forever.
Fuck!
Now
Jesus Christ.
it's time to lay down
Gatorade
and take a nap.
God, we're never giving Mike show
He got that
extends
horny goat
again.
weed going in.
So,
Horny goat weed and trucker speed.
so with that, I've got nothing else. I'm spent.
I'm fucking done and I feel like I need a shower.
Yes, this distraction hole will often leave you with feelings of regret, remorse.
Just don't leave the
and
hole a mess. That's all I'm
filth.
saying.
Yeah, just clean the hole up after you're done with it.
Let's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
David, you got any parting thoughts for
I think this is
us
going to be the
dirty,
one when
dirty
we finally
boys?
upload this one to YouTube. I think this is going to get the channel stricken from the server.
Oh yeah, this is the
I
we're
already know
banned
the
from
title
all
for this one,
platforms
so
episode.
It's all my fault.
Oh good. Better
Kevin,
not be something about cummies.
Kevin, what you got for us?
My regret is palpable.
As it always is. Well, I have been Mike. Kevin has been Kevin. David has been David. We have distracted your hole for long enough.
God damn it.
We will bid you adieu
Leave my hole out of
I'm
this.
dying.
and say good night, sweet prince. Oh, I forgot the affirmation. Fuck.
Hey, you don't suck.
Any port in a storm, big boy. Any port in a storm.
Oh my God.
Look,
I quit.
I forgot.
I'm done. I'm out.
I forgot. I had to come up with something on the spot. I'm sorry. But no, I mean, we it all boils down to just don't be a dick. I mean, just don't be a dick, and people will like you. Good night.
God bless.
Goodbye, and Godspeed,
And may God bless.
everyone.
Covered in cum.
Hey, you said it.